friends, welcome to the channel. If today is your first visit with us, we want to extend you a very warm welcome. If you have been here before but you have not subscribed, do subscribe. It truly means a lot. If it is your birthday, we want to tell you a very happy birthday. Today we're going to tackle something that is very common for every homeowner, and that is replacing a faucet in our kitchen. So stick around and see if we're going to be successful with this endeavor. Alright, we have a new faucet and our parts here, and hopefully that's all we need for this installation. We also have two tools. This is a tool that I have used in the past with some success, and it is designed to unhook the connections in the sink. Contrary to normal saws that saw installations of sinks from behind, which makes them very easy, in most cases the nuts and the ties are extremely hard to reach, or the bolts are extremely hard to reach and sometimes impossible. I also have this tool that I've never used before, and we're going to see if that is going to help us. This is a rigid tool that is designed specifically to help you remove and install standard faucets, which is why I'm really worried. Because I'm looking at things and this is not standard, but these things do look standard, so hopefully that is good. So stick around and see how we're going to do it. One of the hardest parts in this operation is that you have to put yourself in there, which is not only cramped, but your back ends up here, which is really not the most comfortable place. We found out that one of the best things to use is a mechanic's mat, and by putting it here we make the process a little more comfortable for ourselves.
Okay, here we are underneath the sink, and these are the connections we need to disconnect to get the old faucet out. And as you can see, this is our back wall against the house just under the window, and this is the front of the sink, which is all one piece with the cabinet. And as you can see, it's not very much room to work in.
So you can see the 9 years of this faucet being in, how much of a corrosion and deposit it has collected. And unfortunately we couldn't film down there. It was just too tight for us, and we barely had the ability to do it ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But we'll tell you what we did. This, in essence, was coming from under stairs, from underneath, and it has this bolt, which one of us had to be holding it with the pliers, while the other on top using the plumber's vise was turning. So this was a fairly difficult thing to do, and on one of the two, on this one actually, because this will not break no matter what we do. See, there's nut here. Am I moving too fast?
A little bit, yeah. Okay. The
nut here is intact and everything is intact. And you see on the other there is a ring around, whereas in this one there isn't. And the reason there isn't is because it's here. Do you see it? So what I did is I actually broke the ring, and we put that down through the hole versus up. Right. That was the only way for us to do it. So let's also learn. Our previous faucet had a lot of non-standard things. It had pressure fittings, which means now we have to remove them in order to attach the new faucet. And also the point of failure was because of non-standard plumbing. I mean, we would have been able to fix it with a simple joint if it was a standard connector, but it was not. So this became a replacement because simply the old faucet was very uncharacteristic.
You want to talk about this?
Yeah. See, we had the failure here. The hose totally blew up, balloonet blew up, and initially when we saw it, we thought it was a pinhole, and we'll be able to connect a hose and fix it. But we found out it was not. It was actually the hose has swollen and completely blown up, and it could not be replaced because, as you can see, this is not a stand, this is a compression and crimped fitting, and this is the way it was connecting to the water supply. So everything is non-standard in this old faucet. So lesson learned, look at your faucet and see that what you buy is standard. Otherwise, you're going to have all kinds of fun. We were not able to show you how this tool worked before, but you see if you're under, imagine you're under the cabinet, you just go and grab the nut, and now you can rotate. I mean, I cannot now because there is nothing to hold it, I don't want to break the hose. But this is designed to accept this standard size nuts, and it has two different sizes. And that's how you can remove it from the faucet. So this is a very good tool. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use it
to remove the faucet.
To remove the faucet because nothing in our faucet was standard. Right. But anyway, that gives you a good idea. Again, it will be like that. It has this opening, and you go from underneath. You select the correct size, and that gives you a good way to rotate the nut.
Okay, so now we're back under. We've reconnected. This is our sprayer hose that came down and connects up in here. On this particular one, there's a blue tab that we didn't show you before that's actually on the little nipple that comes down from the faucet, that you align the blue clip here and make sure it goes in. It snaps in real easy. You just give it a little tug and you know it's fully connected. We were advised that if you ever need to disconnect, you can push up slightly, push in those blue tabs, and then it should come right off. Here's our cold water line reconnected, and then our hot water line also reconnected over there. We're going to use that handy tool from Rigid to just give them another little twist to make sure that they're fully connected, and then we should be good to go.
Alright friends, and here is our finished product. And I have to admit this was a little more challenging a job because of our old faucet, not because of the new faucet. The new faucet actually was very, very good, and when we call support to ask a minor question, they did a very good job directing us. They knew what they were talking about. We had no issues at all, right? So this is a Premier faucet. I don't remember the model number, but...
Camera focus, there we go. Premier, and it's... there we go.
You just gave our viewers vertigo.
There.
Wow, did you guys enjoy that ride?
The model number, so I provided.
Did you enjoy that ride? That was excellent. Yeah. Well, we have a couple of takeaways. Again, the new faucet is standard. It just have a connection. And as you can see, the old one with pressure fittings was really a huge problem. Everything was corroded, everything was metal. And again, I don't know what they were thinking, because there were two different types of metal. As you can see, the pipes are brass and the nuts and the retainers are not, which of course through contact with water created a very nice bond that was very hard to break. And I think in the whole process, this was our hardest part, wasn't it? To take the whole faucet apart? To take it apart, yeah. I must say that this tool, I'm sold on it. I don't know how you feel about it.
It was pretty handy for the tight space that we had, the way it works and the way it fits.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will recommend it. And I might put a link underneath. I almost said at the bottom. But definitely, it is a specialized tool, but it only costs $17. It's not a very expensive tool. And I looked in our area, and the cheapest quote I got from a plumber to do this job, to take off an old faucet and put on a new one, was $200, and it goes upwards from there. Now, before people get all upset and say, well, that's too high, it might be different in your areas, guys. This is the prices in our area. And I'm sure for those of you in California say, oh, no way, you can do that for $200. So prices vary through the nation. We can only report our prices. We don't know what the prices in your area are. But for spending $17 to save $200, I think is a pretty good deal on balance. And again, the job would be much easier had we not had that very unique and elaborate system in our old one that took forever to take apart. Installing the new faucet literally took us, what do you say, 1/10 of the time it took us to take the other. It should be the opposite actually, but and that probably including calling tech support and asking the simple question we had. So the moral of the story, we're going to leave the area under the faucet open for probably 24 hours. A, because during the removal some water did drain and we want it to dry. And that's normal, by the way. No matter what, expect a little bit of water to come out. That will happen.
Even with your valves shut off, there's still a little bit of water. Yeah.
So don't be concerned about that. The other reason is because we want to see if any leaks will develop as we start using the faucet. We did check after we installed the faucet. We operated everything. We operated the sprayer. We operated hot and cold, and we see no leaks. But before we put everything back in, that takes a good half a day, we'll probably check for leaks again, make sure we have no leaks, and then we'll button it up and we're going to be good. I hope this episode was useful to you guys. I cannot say this was pleasant for me because I don't enjoy plumbing. That's one of the things in DIY world I don't really enjoy. I can do woodworking the whole day, but plumbing, both me and Elpida had sore backs. It's almost like plumbing devices have gone out of their way to make it inaccessible. And that's where this tool really became invaluable to me. It was so easy. And we even used it to take apart the non-standard fittings from the standard hose. And it worked beautifully. We didn't have any issues doing that. So I'm very, very pleased with this tool. And I know we didn't use all the parts of this tool. We used the... yeah, we didn't use this at all. And frankly, I don't know what this is for, but there is a reason for that. I know one of the things that you can do, if you have something very hard, you can put a screwdriver here. And now you have leverage.
Assuming you have a space for that.
Right, yeah, assuming it.
Because in our case, we didn't.
But in many cases, once you make 1 or 2 turns, you're good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's plenty of... to break a connection. In any case, again, I'm very, very pleased with this device, with this tool. Very happy that I got it before we started this job. I'm very pleased with this faucet so far, the installation. The only thing I will say left me a little wanting was the instructions. They were 1 page, and really we had a part that was unclear what we needed to do with it. But the tech support was amazing. We have no problems with that. They answered the phone in a timely manner. They told us what to do. And what they told us was correct. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's even more impressive, right? We tried, now everything is working, and we know what they told us was correct. The only thing I would have done different, I would have bought new hoses. And clearly the other thing we learned out of this exercise... You mean
new waterline hoses?
Yeah, new waterline hoses, because we used the existing ones. But looking at this, I don't know if you can see it or not. You're doing the manual focus?
Yeah, because the camera's not playing nice. Hold on, let me see if I can make it do it.
It might be too close.
Well, I should be able to get that close though. Just give me a second.
The camera will do it.
Camera sucks. I don't like it.
Unless you have it on manual.
I don't. Stop moving. Stop moving. There we go. Look at all that corrosion.
So I decided, and we're going to make a video of that, of course. I'm going to put the whole house softener for our house because I don't want in a few months or a few years to have to do this fun exercise again. I don't know about you. Would you like that?
Not really.
So this is our project for today, and I hope you had fun and enjoyed it. All right, friends. This is the end of our episode, and we have a very nice, beautiful faucet installed. We need to do a little bit of cleanup, and believe it, we did a lot of cleanup already, just that this is a dirty job in any sense of the word, and as I said, you will get wet. Both me and Elpida got wet, but stop it! That was not innuendo.
Somebody's gonna say it is.
Good grief! Get your mind out of the gutter, woman.
You said it, not me.
I was talking about water falling on you.
Alright.
In any case, thank you for watching. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe and comment, and let us see what else you want to see in this in future episodes. From the Grass Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, we bid you a great week.